All right.
It's coming. All right, George. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on your time zone. For you in California, it's morning. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year to you, David. Yeah,
So the
it's
people
it's
watching
great out here.
recording.
Great weather.
Yeah. Oh, is it great weather?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Well, they
San
watch
Francisco.
in San Francisco. Okay. And it's great weather?
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
the it's the winter. It's the summer that you really get all the fog and go crazy.
because I just was looking at the weather and it looked like another atmospheric river coming to some part of the West Coast.
Yeah. Probably farther down.
I hope so for your sake. But it is a beautiful city, there's no doubt. So we're going to be talking about Google OPAL.
Yep.
OPAL. How do they say it? OPAL, Opal. How do they say
I think it's opal.
Opal. Okay. So, in one sentence, if that's possible, what is Opal? What is Opal? What is it? What does it do? Maybe two sentences.
So opal is a tool that lets you use natural language, just like you call prompt engineering,
Yep.
natural language, to create apps.
Great app.
That's its simplest explanation.
Okay.
And
Now go a little
it's
deeper.
yeah, it's a little bit so oddly enough, if you look it up, and some of you on here will probably go check it out and see what's going on, I hope. You're gonna see it kind of fell into the category of vibe coding. I wouldn't
Really?
call it that. I would not call it vibe coding. Vibe coding to me sounds like coding and you're a software engineer and you're writing, Python scripts and things like that. This can do that, no doubt.
Yep.
But that's not really the power of Opal. Opal actually allows you to type in a natural language prompt engineering query, and it will generate a flow that not contains just one element, but multiple elements to solve the problem.
Okay.
It'll define an input, a process, and an output. So it's closest to something that some of you may recognize as N8N. But again,
Okay.
that's getting techie.
Yep.
N8N is a tool that lets you kind of create an agent flow,
Yep.
but it's pretty techie. Opal is so ingenious in that it's simple.
So you're stripping away even more of the technical knowledge necessary to create a workflow.
Yes, it's unbelievable.
It's all
And on
natural
top of
language.
that,
We're gonna show it here pretty soon, right?
yeah, oh yeah.
I'm gonna get
And
people
and,
whetting
uh,
their appetite.
and on top of all of that, the thing it really did, which you saw with GPTs and gems, they allowed you to create an app.
Mm-hmm.
So it was called 3 months ago, 4 months ago. That's the way you actually create something in either Gemini or something in ChatGPT that performs a function.
Yep.
The wild thing was you do that, and then how do you give it to your work group? How do you show it to somebody else? How do you
Mm-hmm.
how do you do it beyond your desktop? Oh, you could try to. Some of those things had a little bit of share buttons, but the weird
Yep.
thing, when it shared your actual content also. It was really a lab kind of environment. Opal will actually create your solution on a web page if you so chose.
Interesting.
And Google will host that page for you. And any of the things in between, like to put a chatbot on that web page, used to require APIs. Opal will connect all the APIs for you. Everything that you would have to do to actually create an AI based solution
Is
that
there?
offers a web page to get to your solution is all done in Opal, all in an
So
English sentence.
ultimately, you can resolve the app and have the app function through the web, through a web page.
It's yeah. That part
But the
is
web page is going to
unbelievable.
be hosted by Google, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
let's go back and reevaluate the misconception again. So one of the things you said before when we were talking is that misconception of Opal, the first thing was nobody knows what it is.
Yeah. I
Is
I
that
don't know if
still
you can get people to
what do you
raise
think? Is
their
that
hand.
still, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get people to raise their hand on this or the
No,
way
we can't, but
this
I'm sure most of them
can't.
probably don't, right? It's new. I mean, how new is it? theoretically.
It's just about it came out in December or so, so it's very new.
Ah, it's very, very new. Okay. So now tell me this much. Tell me what problems it solves.
So the biggest problem that it does solve, and I'm gonna go ahead and can I go ahead and share my screen here? Let's see. Allow to share screen.
What is the biggest problem it solves? So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to say the thing about this AI
Are you
world is
seeing
there's
my
so
Opal? You
many,
see my Opal screen now, right?
I'm putting it up now. So one of the biggest problems, there's so many things that can be done. People are starting to lose, their understanding of use cases. So keep going.
So I'm going to just show you what when you get Opal, and here's the wild thing: the Google has done it again in terms of the way they just put something out there with high value and just get people engaged into it. It's free. It literally is one of the most powerful things I have seen, and it's free.
It's free.
And it is experimental, so I mean, there's some things to it probably that aren't as finished as they could be. My guess is this will turn into something that you'll end up paying for as part of a suite. But
And the
right now,
experimental
no.
side, what do you think they're trying to learn?
I
They're
think they're
trying to
just
learn
trying to
something.
see. Yeah, I think they're trying to see if people are engaged in this kind of content and concept. If this resonates with people.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think it's along that line. So they created a number of Opal apps that already that are available, playing around. I'm going to show you one that I whipped up, and then I'll go ahead. Well, actually, let's take a look at something here.
So
Here is,
basically, okay, this is the flow. This is the flow of the app you created, correct?
yep. It's a very easy app to create, and you notice something right away when you look at Opal that it's very different. If any of you have seen N8N, you're going to see that it resembles that
That's
tool.
the first thing I saw was it totally resembles an NAM flow. And folks, if
And
you want to see the screen, if you can make your screen large, if you go to the bottom right, you can make your screen extremely large so that you can see this better. So you can see the full access. Keep going, George.
so what existed in the past, whenever you tried to work with things in, and I'm going to show something here just to kind of give you an idea. In the past, when you did things in GPTs, you had this kind of display and you
Yep.
put some content in here. This was a GPT.
And the
And
GPT was an application that allowed you to process specific information operating like your own personal large language model. That was the app, right?
exactly. And it allowed
That
you
was its
really
only
to take
function.
advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's its only function. You can't create any other app except for create and minimize large language model for specific functions.
Exactly. And also you could use something called RAG was so the problem with large
The
language
RAG would allow
models,
you to
they
bring other data into it.
for data that you want to use. Because the
Yeah.
problem is the large language model was trained by somebody else. So you've got documents that are in your company that are about your company. So you want to put them in the knowledge element and you want to use those documents instead of the general available documents about whatever it is you do.
Yep.
Okay. GPTs were cool, but you brought it up. The main problem with the GPT was when you made it and it works for you, people in your group might say, "Wow, I want to have that." There were some share features, and by the way, I could do this with Gemini also. I could share things,
Yep.
but it really was awkward to share. This is my company, and so we can share things in my company. But what if I wanted to share it to somebody else? If you clicked on that link, you would have to log in with your Gmail. You would have to also have access to ChatGPT for this. Same with Gemini. It was really awkward. It wasn't like an app, a real app.
Yes.
In this, in Opal,
You're going to have an app that you can go to a website, any browser, and you'll be able to engage that app.
you actually have a share, and you it's actually sharing the app itself, which is this screen here.
Mhm.
And so you actually get this, and I can make this public, and then I could allow it to go out, copy the link.
That's the link. And so someone can use that link and they can engage your Opal app immediately.
Yes. And so if I go here,
Oh, you're using that stupid Safari. I forgot that you were an Apple guy. Oh, Lord have mercy.
so look, I now have this app. Now, some of you say, oh, I could do that. You could. I didn't do anything to actually set up this web environment. And I could go start here now, and it says provide the subject for the microlearning. Because in Opal, the app I wrote has some inputs to it. That was the other thing. In GPTs and those types of world,
You
and
can
in
only
Gen,
ask, right? It's just asking a
you
question.
can only ask questions and stuff because wasn't set up like an app. So it did whatever you told it to do. But if somebody said, hey, I want to do something on a different function and on a different customer, on a different sales report,
Yep.
well, then they'd have to say, David, I'll email you the sales report. Can you paste it into your knowledge? Unless they're part of your team. But here, I can say, I want to go on PII and define the target audience. I'll just say, we'll just say general. And then understanding level, I'll say basic. And then the writing style, let's say engaging. So now, again, you're seeing this on a web page.
A browser, yeah.
So I just created an app.
One of the neat
Just like
things
that.
was is I could have shared my screen and had me go into the browser,
Yep.
and I could have done this.
Yep. So in terms of that, it really makes it possible. And the other thing it's doing,
So the
in the
neat thing too,
past to
George,
do,
before you go, George, I mean, we were talking offline about the whole weight game, right? We got to get back used to the weight game again.
well, I'm hoping it comes up pretty quick. But yeah, that is kind of funny. We got to the spot where we never waited for anything. Coming
Yep.
from a spot where we used to watch the cursor blink all the time, we're back to the weight game. Maybe that'll be solved with the latest and newest GPUs that come out of NVIDIA.
Yeah.
But
You know what? I mean, what you do is you get power though, right? You get speed and power, but you're going to have to wait to get that speed and power processing. Instead, you used to have to wait for the coders to get your program done.
So look, here we go. And David knows training and all that. We work with training. Look what it just did.
Yeah, you got the
It
quizzes.
created training content for PII.
Yep.
And it has why does PII matter? Where PII hides? It's set up all this stuff. And by the way, here's the thing that make you ooh and ah just in this in general. I can change the subject's audience and understanding level and writing style because that's what I put in as changeable elements.
Yep.
If you said, well, George, let's do something else here, we can
And
just change that parameter.
Yep, I
We
want
can
the
go in
advanced
here,
audience.
define the target audience's job role. Maybe we'll put something else here. We can change any of these.
How about put the target audience's experience level?
We could change. We could user input. We could say target. Oops.
Because that's important too. It gets the same, similar to writing style, but not same. I mean, writing style is one thing, but then their experience level is another. You might have to train an advanced audience.
Yeah.
You're training executives and you're training advanced executives who understand what this means. Look how easy it is to pull it right to the generator.
Yep. And now if I do a preview and start, it's going to say, we're still stay with PII.
Yep. That's your topic.
And define the target audience job. We'll say general. Oops.
Say project manager.
All right. Project manager.
Say that they're intermediate level knowledge of this whole subject. Which will be fun.
Intermediate level?
Intermediate level, yep. And then let's go ahead and do writing style, your choice.
Okay. Target audience experience level. What do you want? That was
Uh,
yours.
yeah, I thought that was what we did with audience understanding. So we got duplication there.
Maybe. Want us to call it a 5? I don't know what that means,
Yeah, we'll
but
do
I
a
just
5.
put it in. But we're just whipping this up. For everyone, I just want it's we probably could do something really more functional, but
But
you
that's
could
part of
just
what you have
see
to. You kind of have to
how
show them, George.
easy.
Yeah, you have to show them how it works first, and then when you see
But
how it works, then you got to start thinking through the use cases of what you can and can't use it for.
and the cool thing is, for all of you out there, you've seen maybe what it looked like first. So if we kind of looked at this, and David, this has been 3 years now or so. We
This, yeah,
started out and we got a prompt, and then all these things came out and said, here's how you prompt engineer, and here's how
yep,
you type the right thing in. And then it said, always say, I'm an engineer, I'm a project manager, all this stuff,
yep,
syntax. Then the next thing came out and it said, hey, now you should actually create the content that you have and make a RAG, put it into a GPT, put it into a gem, put it into Copilot in an agent, create agent, and that will create something specific. But you can't change that very easy. Like you just said, hey, add experience level. Boom, we added it, right?
yep.
Just like that. Now your mind goes somewhere else because now you're working with the AI and you're saying, you know what? I'm not just doing just one little thing. I actually have a process here.
Yep.
I have an actual process flow to do something. But which, by the way, if you take some classes on this, this is like the entry point for agentic AI.
Yeah, this is
These
a
are
light. This
these
is
are agents.
lightweight. This is
This is
lightweight
a
agentic.
lightweight agents. Yeah,
Yep.
this is it. This is what it's like. And you have user input, generate something, user output, and I can add assets. Assets can be files I get from somewhere.
Now, where
So
is the engine pulling the data from? Is it pulling it from Gemini?
this is Gemini.
So you're
Yep.
pulling from Gemini. So you not only can pull from Gemini, but then you can add other documents. I guess that's their undercover RAG. Is that their
Yes.
undercover RAG function? Add
This is
other
their RAG
documents.
stuff. Yep.
Okay.
And now you can see here, it just wrote this course. And you know what? See, as I show you this, now I can't charge you anything for writing training anymore. You're not going to pay me.
Well, we keep talking to folks about on the L&D side, especially internal L&D, as the functionality for Gen AI for creating like regulatory training is through the roof. If there's any
Oh,
type of regulatory training and the regulations are available on the internet, I mean, you can create asynchronous content like so crazy fast, it's unbelievable. And
but
go ahead, George.
go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
And feeling a little bit more confident that you're not going to get as much negative or bad information because it's working off of information that's already existing out there.
The other thing I wanted to show you here also, when I go into generate training plan in this area where there was some function, and this goes into if you're into L&D, I'm just showing you examples to show you what's possible. Whatever you're doing, whether it's sales or you're doing marketing research or you're doing project management, you're going to have a function where you have a generate where the commands exist.
Mm-hmm.
So in the world of L&D, so I'm getting a little L&D, but just to explain something, you can actually generate content at different levels that
So
has
the thing you're
different.
doing here, though, George, you're talking about the fact that the fool with the tool is still a fool. You have to
Yeah.
know what you're doing to use Opal correctly. It's like you just can't magically use Opal to create content. You got to know how to create content, and then you use Opal to do it faster.
That's a great way to put this because that was always the irony with AI when I first started working with it. AI actually will push you to be even more knowledgeable than you need to be to do most work at most companies.
Yes,
Or you are
you have
you
to be.
probably heard that thing. You're unconsciously competent. You know how to do your work. You just don't know. You couldn't teach a class on it, but you can do your work.
You have to
So
really understand the outcomes that you're trying to achieve, and those outcomes have to create value. So you have to understand how to create value in the work that you do.
Yep.
And I think
Yep.
sometimes people struggle with that. They know how to. Here's the thing: human beings, we know how to do this work. We sometimes don't think through the value of what the work's going to create. Now, a system can do the work, so we have to take a step above and out of ourselves and start thinking about why are we doing these things? What else can we do? How does my role, how does my skill set evolve to where I can start talking about quickly creating valuable assets faster and providing outcomes instead of just doing output?
Oh, yeah, yeah. And let me show you one thing here. You see synthesis is way up
Yeah.
on the taxonomy.
Yep.
So this is you if you were doing something in terms of PII and asking questions at this level, you're asking kind of an expert. So you can see here the instruction said to do it at a synthesis level. And that's why in the preview you don't see any multiple choice. These are all pretty
Open.
complex questions. Formulate a comprehensive cross-border data governance framework. Come on. This is pretty hard stuff. Um,
So let's kind of go
so I
back
can go
and
in here.
let's go back and take a step back now. Let's talk through what problem does Opal solve that chat only prompting doesn't? What does this solve that chat only prompting doesn't?
Well, it's really, in its simplest sense, the one I showed you is the first one that pops immediately. For any of you that have created GPTs or GEMs, you now can have it creating a web interface so that your AI chatbot can be offered to other people. So now you actually, and by the way, I will say this for many of you that are thinking about doing AI in your office for different functions. Now you can use this as a proof of concept, maybe even a light prototype. And if it
There you
all
go.
looks
That's one of
good,
the, this is where the
yeah,
business analysis and business architecture and UX and UI side can really take another step, being the fact that they can actually showcase UX here and change and adjust based on certain parameters because it's going right up to a web interface.
yes, yes,
So that's part of it is the fact that you can feed it to the web. The other part of it is that you can make real-time adjustments quickly and rapidly because
yes, yes.
you can change elements, slices and dices of it. Do it for this community, do it for this experience level, do it based on this perspective, do it based on this time frame in the workflow. I mean, those are all just examples, right?
Yeah, and while it's doing this here, I'm going to, I imagine it'll keep doing its thing. Let me see. Let's
And
go.
as you're thinking through this, what are the building blocks for Opal? So input, steps, output.
Yeah, it's very simple in terms of that. You have the inputs. You can see on the screen inputs, generate, outputs, and assets.
Let's go through
And
that again just to
assets,
kind of remind folks. So what is your inputs? Your inputs are the things you want the person working on with the app to be able to control.
right?
Variable.
And things you might need to use to work with the app.
Right.
Generate is your commands. Those are all your commands, and here it's giving you whether different things you could use.
And those commands are what the application is actually doing with the inputs, correct?
Yeah, and I'm not even show this to you. You're gonna have, hey, all of you, I know you knew this was coming, but you're gonna have to come to a soft ed class. We're not even showing you. Opal hooks to Vio. You can make videos. Opal also hooks to Audio LM, Notebook LM, so we can make output that actually talks.
I didn't realize it went to Notebook. That's interesting.
It has
So
Nano
one of the
Banana for
struggles,
pictures.
yeah, one of the struggles people are going to face now in 2026 is the abundance of tool options and then the tools and their connectivity. Do I do ANA? Do I do Opal? Do I just go straight to an agentic solution? Do I use a prompt template? I mean,
It's a hard call, right?
yeah, there's going to be a bit of struggle bus for folks. But what I love about this is we're showcasing one element of no code for mini apps. This is a no code mini app solution.
Yep. And I'm going to show you something here. In ChatGPT, I had a project planning tool that was built that it just took a look at a project plan, and I have a fake one here, so I don't have to reveal anything. But here's this is a project plan that has like 29 pages in it.
Yep.
Um, I'm just going to show you really quick. Created a project plan just to say to analyze it. It says upload the project plan. So we're going to
Yep.
go get the project plan from here and we're going to upload it. And then put it in. How can I help you? Um, I'm just, I don't like to read. So I'm going to say who leads the training.
Yeah. This is a GPT function. This is really good. This
GPT
is,
can do this.
yep.
Absolutely. So super user
Super
responsible
users.
for leading the training.
Oh, the
We made their
Acme Loan Telephony. I heard of that product. I think I have that in the
um,
office. Acme's a great company.
yeah.
Wile E.
Tammy.
Coyote as the president and super genius.
Eh,
So one of the functionalities I see, George, is this is a wonderful functionality to create automated blog posts on a consistent basis with the marketing person be able to change, like, okay, I want the audience to be these people, I want the audience to be these people, and then you can pull the information, you create you can create blog content till the day is done this way, and give you a lot more control than just in the prompting situation saying, write me a blog about New Zealand rock bands. Now you could automate it and do one for musicians, one for drummers in New Zealand, one for guitarists in the US, one for music executives, one for somebody studying music history.
oh yeah, yeah.
And you could do it in
yeah.
the app. You could do it in the app. You don't have to go back and change. It's already set up. You can pull the app up. The app could be blog post for soft ed.
Yep.
And
You could do
then
that. So it's
but
everything you could do with ChatGPT and all those tools, except what you would have had to do in the past to create a chat bot. So I don't know if any of you realize this. To take ChatGPT and make it like an AI help desk assistant, you can't just put your GPT account on your website. You can't do that. It wouldn't work. You would have to create an API connection with ChatGPT. You'd have to create a website, put a URL link up there, and then you'd have to put all your stuff in, maybe with Python code or something. You could
yep.
do that with vibe coding. This has done all that for you. It's built the whole thing for you. And David, this is what it did anyway. But look, I said that there's a person that's quitting named Tammy.
Yep. Oh, Tammy.
And
She
then
was a
I
pain in the
said,
ass.
help.
Anyways, I'm glad she's gone.
So I said, help me figure out what to do when Tammy quits. And, it says Lynn, who is already responsible for this, can do this. For what it's worth, I mean, some of you deal with projects, you deal with RFPs, you deal with things, big things that you
Exit
could take
interview.
ChatGPT.
This could be an exit interview app. Okay. The prompt, is it an executive? Is it a VP? Is it a director? Is it a doer? Or what type of computer systems? I mean, you can set it up for any person who needs an exit interview or going to be terminated from the company.
You could. You could do that too. Yeah.
I mean, what we're looking at here is different use cases that makes it easy for folks to do work that is repetitive but has a few adjusted items. Repetitive work that has a few items that need to be adjusted or changed in that repetitive work. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Writing blogs is repetitive, but you have to change and adjust the blog content.
Which is AI. So I would say the biggest thing, and I know we're right at the end here, but the biggest thing all of you have to know is this. As the AI revolution keeps moving forward, they finally made a way, no vibe code, no nothing. You can actually create an app for your company and your teams and release it. It's all natural language. It'll be on a website link you can share with your team.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable. And
That's crazy.
We did not cover it, David. It has, you saw in the pull down, video and audio, And it also, I just saw at the bottom, it has music. I don't know what you do with music, but it'll create music too.
Oh God, I don't even want to know about the royalty issues. I'm sure hope it's not pulling from any established content. Oh God, George, this has been fabulous, and exactly, you are an author of Mount Tam, is an author of many of our classes, and George, you got your handle on this big time, and hopefully, folks, go to our website, take a look at some of the courses we have to offer, especially as we're getting into these new advanced no-code, low-code tools and agentics and all that good stuff. George, it's always a pleasure.
All right. Take care, David.
Thank you. Bye.